Hey everybody, this is part 5, the final part of this series. I saved this one for last because it's a little bit more complicated than the other ones that I've done. The other ones are all fairly similar, more or less just to give you different ideas of what to do. This one I'm going to be using kind of an interesting jar here. Got it for $2. We're using that. We will be using a bunch of different rocks. Some of the wood chips that I got for free out of the parking lot, as well as I've got all the base medium, charcoal, and all that kind of stuff. So, as with every single one, charcoal goes in the bottom first. Because of the size of this one, use a little bit more. Use a little bit more than normal on those smaller ones. And add your rocks to the bottom. And I'm going to save a couple because I think I might use some for decoration in this one. Put those off to the side there. Now with this one I've decided that I want to use white and greeny white type stones for this. Sorry again for the plane noise. That runway is not normally open when I'm doing this. Also going to toss a couple of red guys in there, a couple of pinker ones. And I've got a couple of fairly orangey ones in here too, so I'll use those. And that's that for the stones. I also have a pair of chopsticks, and those will become in very handy shortly, and you'll understand when I start using them. So first things first, as always, get some dirt in there. I'll probably need more than what's in this dish, but that's okay. Okay, so once you've got a small layer, you're going to want to take this plant and start figuring out where to put him. Because he's going to grow a little bit inside and a little bit outside of the container. So for one of them here, I'll shove in after the fact. But for right now, we just want to get it set. So now, you need to hold it off to the side, tilt it over, and just dump some dirt. Then go in from the other side here and kind of level it out a bit. And then do the same thing over on this side. As you can see, I'm going to need more dirt. Underestimated this a little bit. So just give me one moment. Alright, so I just grabbed a little bit more dirt here. Just going to wet it down a little. Just going to hold it off to the side here. Alright. So once it's covered, same thing as with the other ones, it's just a little bit more difficult to get in. So you hold the plant back and you spray. and you look for large dips in the soil density. If you have to, you can tap it down a little bit. Okay. But as it stands, it actually looks like it's pretty darn good. A little bit higher on the one side, which isn't a problem. Needs just a little bit more in the corner over here. And then that's that. Now, just because it's hard to get inside of here, this is where these come in quite handy. Because you can poke around and make sure that all the dirt is properly distributed and stuff like that. It's also what you're going to be using for placement. To clean the inside of the glass off, it's just as simple as spraying down the side of it, and it will loosen, or it will wash off. So just go around, make sure it's all nicely set. Then for placement, you can use tweezers, or you can do what I do and use the chopstick. Hence why I found I needed them. And then you can just place them as such. Keep doing that with different rocks and pieces of wood until you find the combination that you want. For instance, this nice one right here, I'm going to stick it inside and up into the plant a little bit. I'm going to take this big rock right here. I'm just going to set him right into here with the wood. And you just keep doing that all the way around. One step at a time. Fix your plant a little bit, and that is that. You have a completed mini terrarium for your desk. This one requires maybe a half cup of water, maybe a little bit more than that per week, depending on how much sunlight you're giving it. I'm going to clean it up and show you what the final result looks like. Alright, and this is the result once it's all cleaned up. Over time, any of the residual dirt that was on the inside of the container will get washed away when you water it. However, this is what it looks like. There's leaves down inside the container here that will start growing inside, and then the upper ones here will continue to grow outside of the container, so it'll have internal growth and external growth. It looks really neat once they start growing to a larger size, but this is just a slightly more complicated one to do just because of the way that the jar is designed. However, the payoff is quite nice. It looks really nice once it's done. Plus you can rotate it to pretty much any angle you want so that it can get sunlight at all different sides so it doesn't grow lopsided on you. But other than that, that was the end of my 5-part desk plant series here. I hope you enjoyed it. In the future here, I'm going to do a couple of larger terrariums, basically fish tank terrariums. I've already built one myself. I'm going to probably build another 2 in the future here. Thank you for watching. It's been a blast making these for you guys. If you have any ideas or anything, feel free to shout them out. Thank you very much. As a little bit of a bonus for the end of part 5 here, you can see all of the plants together. These are all 5 that I did. In total, like I said, the cost of it was less than $50 to make all 5. You can cut off quite a bit more if you get all the rocks and everything on your own. If you do that, odds are all 5 of these together would cost you $30. So if you wanted to do it as a craft thing on the weekend with your kids or something like that, that's also a great thing. But other than that, this is the 5 that I've made for my 5-part series. I hope you've enjoyed this journey. If you have any questions or anything that you would like to see me do on another one, a different plant or something like that, feel free to let me know. Soon I will be doing the larger terrarium video. Thank you very much for watching.